This is a legal manifestation addressed to both panels. Gentlemen,
The
you may
gentle lady from Iloilo is recognized.
Thank you. Gentlemen, you may take your seats. In the first place, I don't understand why we are discussing a search warrant. This court has not issued a search warrant. What search warrant are we talking about? What we issued was a subpoena. Therefore, the issue should be, what are the effects of the subpoena, considering that when the subpoena was requested for by prosecution, it attached what purported to be bank documents, but immediately the prosecution disavowed any knowledge of the authenticity of the document. Therefore, the issue is, can counsel in any proceeding attach to his request for subpoena a document about which he knows nothing? That's the issue. Hindi mo pala alam kung ano yun eh. Bakit mo sisingilin kami na issue kami ng subpoena? Eh ano yun? That's only a scrap of paper. Why are you doing this to the court? Why didn't you go hit your law books? So, kung ano-ano mga pinagsasabihin nyo ah. Hindi naman ito kursunada eh. Siguro ito sa jurisprudence. Dito sa inyong supplemental request for subpoena / reply dated February 3, paragraph 11. No, I will start even earlier. Paragraph 10. Recently, an anonymous source provided the prosecution with photocopies of what appears to be PS Bank documents without more. Pwede na ba yun sa korte? An anonymous source told us. So we're alleging it in our request for subpoena. Is that allowed? Can you allege something in open court or even in a written pleading with a court that you have information, but it is based on an anonymous source? My goodness, if you bring this to any trial judge in the entire country, particularly in Metro Manila, you'll be cited for contempt. I know that I said that impeachment is quasi-judicial and quasi-political, but you cannot tamper with the rules of court which are statutorily applicable to our rules of the Senate on impeachment. Saan ka nakakita ng pleading na somebody anonymous said like this to us, so we're going to ask the court to do something? What kind of respect for the Supreme Court are you entertaining in your minds? Pangalawa, basahin ko sa inyo, this is a very, very strange, bizarre document. Imagine telling me if I were a trial judge, an anonymous source told me, Your Honor, that something happened, so will you please issue a subpoena? Can that be a basis for issuance of subpoena? Paragraph 11. Moreover, it seems that the media itself also sources information. Kailan naman ng judge pwede mong hikayatin o pwede mong pakiusapan na gumawa ng kung ano mang aksyon na gusto mo, issuance of a subpoena, on the basis of a media account? My goodness! Is this government by media or is this judicial system by media? Again, this is a ground for contempt. If I were a trial judge, I would say, you're wasting my time. Sheriff, take him to city jail. Direct contempt yun eh. Eh, pero mo, if you're going to the court in a serious frame of mind, you're met by this kind of a pleading. May narinig kami sa isang babae na hindi namin masabi kung sino yon. May nabasa kami sa dyaryo. Opposing counsel in all trial courts of our country will go apoplectic objecting to that kind of a request. May just point that out to those people who have never been to trial court. Paragraph 12. While it cannot vouch for the authenticity of the said documents, the prosecution believed that it is its duty to submit the documents to this court as they may have a bearing on the court's resolution of the pending request for subpoena. Huh? Say again? One, I heard someone who I cannot identify say something. Number two, I read it in the media. Now, it is my duty to bring it to the attention of the court. Duty my foot. It is not your duty. It is your liability. That is disgrace to the judicial system. And I have basis for saying that. I will read you the case. In these cases of false or fake documents, which yesterday the bank manager asseverated, she said, that's a fake document. In the case of fake documents introduced in court, here is what the Supreme Court had to say. Based on administrative cases against certain judges, an administrative case is a case for disbarment. Ganon katindi. Pag nagbigay ka ng peke dokumento, peke na testimonya sa korte, ganon katindi yan. Pwede yung base na ipa-disbar mong abogado. There are two cases. One, where the lawyer himself did not know that the document was false, did not participate in its preparation. And the other is where the lawyer willfully introduced what he knew to be fake documents. Let's talk about the first instance. The lawyer willfully knew the document was fake. Here is what the Supreme Court said in Samala v. Valencia.